All right, people. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another show. This is GVS, where I try to cover all things sports and a little bit of memes and media with like movies and stuff. But sometimes we'll just do special occasions for that. I'm glad you guys are here. If you guys have any thoughts or reactions to tonight's action in some of the games that we had, because we had one baseball game, obviously World Series. We had one hockey game and a handful of baseball games. But if you had any reaction to that, let me know in the comments section. And I'll be sure to try to see and get maybe a hot take that you have upcoming for the rest of the series, or maybe the week ahead for college football. So let's just roll right into it. First thing to talk about, obviously, is what just happened and how now, when it looked like, I want to just take it back a little bit and look at the kind of the bigger picture here, where probably about a week and a half ago, the Blue Jays were down 2-0 to the Mariners, and now they're one win away from winning the World Series. I think all things considered. Whoa, hold on. Why is this messing up? Okay, is it working? Okay, it's working. Okay. Sorry. I just think all things considered, on where because the Blue Jays and the Mariners ended up having a fantastic series. That one ended up going the distance. And then there's been this fun trend in history when you look at teams that have swept. That when it coming into this season, there was a stat, and it was actually pretty cool, that history favored the Blue Jays coming into this series, because of the last handful of times that there has been a series that went the distance versus one that ended in a sweep. Usually the team that had played more games and went a little bit deeper into their series ended up winning. And I think the last one for it, I believe, I don't know it off the top of my head, but it had to do no, it was oh my gosh, it was on the tip. Was it? I think it was the Royals. Because it was before the Astros era, because it hasn't happened in a while. But go look it up. It's a cool stat. And so coming into this one, where the Jays and the Mariners go the distance, but then Dodgers take care of the Brewers in 4. It's kind of cool. But anyways, fast forward to the 29th now, where Blue Jays could win the World Series on Halloween. Like it's that freaking yeah, they could, because got a travel day, and then Game 6 is going to be on Halloween. Game 7. Yeah, let's double check. When would Game 7? I think Game 7 would be Sunday, if it gets to Game 7. Let me double check here. Schedule. Oh, Saturday. Saturday, November 1st would be a Game 7 if necessary. Okay. All right. But I think it definitely could get to a Game 7. I really do. I think one thing that I think from just this series as a whole, 5 games into it now, the Blue Jays did exactly what they needed to in this series, obviously, because they took away home field advantage from the Dodgers, because now the remaining 2 are going to be in Toronto. But after how long Game 3 was, and 18 innings, tying the record for the longest game, taking all that momentum that had built up for the Dodgers with Freeman's walk-off, this thing could have very well been 3-1, and it could have been really ugly, where it's 3-1 going back to Toronto. But that did not happen. Well, actually, in fact, too, because this was Game 5. Dodgers could have, if Dodgers won Game 4 and went up 3-1 in the series, I think tonight could have been a curtain call, and they could have ended up winning it in 5 games. But because for the final 2 games of how it split up 2-3-2, Blue Jays just took the series back over after the craziness of how long Game 3 was. So we'll see how the rest of this thing goes. Personally, I don't. With how good it's been, with how good it's been and where we've seen the Dodgers in these kind of situations before, parts of me just think we're going to have a doozy here. We are going to have a doozy, and this thing might go the distance. Because the Blue Jays have had momentum in home field, home play, home diamond, home field advantage and stuff. And Mariners won a couple games, in Toronto. So take a look at that. That might, all things considered. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. So, yep, 6-1. 12. Set a record too. He's a rookie? Holy shit, I didn't I did not know. I did not know he was a rookie. Okay. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, let's switch over to the NHL. With our one game. Leafs, man. The Leafs frickin' stink. 3-6 lose to the Blue Jackets. This could have been a winnable game. Honestly. I mean, at one point it was 2-0. I did switch over after it was 2-0 because it's like, okay, this is what it's going to be. But very winnable game. Let's see if they made it. Oh my gosh. Never mind. At 5-1. This was 5-1 at one point. Holy shit. Oh. Excuse me. Sorry, people. This sixth, holy 6-1. Jeez. Bad day at the office for Toronto. Okay, and I thought the first period was bad. Woo! Okay. What about the NBA? I do know, saw the clips of this. Austin Reeves with the floater to end the game. I had no clue. I thought Edwards was going to play tonight. And so I was kind of leaning towards, both teams are 2-2. Timberwolves, home court. Lakers, we know the Lakers are missing LeBron. So I did think that the T-Wolves could have taken this, but I had no clue. Edwards wasn't playing. And, I mean, with the miracle fashion that the Lakers did win this one at the buzzer, if Edwards is playing, no. Hawks, Trae Young exit win versus with right knee sprain. Ooh, avoids ACL tear. Okay. When did this happen? Wednesday night. 117-112. Anything else? Complete scoreboard. Rockets beat the Raptors. Yeah. Celtics. Yes, I did see this. Celtics blew out the Cavs. Pistons beat the Magic. Hawks beat the Nets. Bulls are 4-0. Bull fans, is this a surprise? Pacers 0-4. Nuggets 3-1. I did see that AD is injured again. I did see him ankle, Achilles, shin, lower shin. What else? Trailblazers, Jazz, and then the Grizzlies beat the Suns. Shocker. Suns dropped to 1-4. Shocker. All right. Oh, did y'all see the memes of you know, it's probably over here. Hold on. No, not. Where is it? Well, it was about this, but it was about it's about Brown shaving it all off. I don't know if it was a fake photo, a little bit of Photoshop, a little bit of touch up, but yeah, let me show you right here. Yeah, this freaking video, dude. It's so it's so bad. It is so freaking bad. Bad as in funny. Bad as in whoops. Okay, I'm trying to look. I did see this. I did see this. Hold up. Let me close this one. The NBA requests an investigation into Russell Westbrook. The FBI declared. Yeah. It did start off good. Start off real good. Yep. 33 attempts in the first 2 games. Stinky. Wembanyama's been playing really good. And I mean really good. Let's see. I think they've only lost 1 game. If that. Let's go to standings over here. Nope, they're undefeated. 4-0. Yeah, but let's see who they've played. Hold on. Dallas. I would say, objectively speaking, their quality win is Dallas. Because big game, huge game. These are some big games right here. I could see the Memphis one being big. But like New Orleans, Brooklyn, and Toronto, what's their combined record? Let's look. See, New Orleans is 0-4. Brooklyn is 0-5, and Toronto's 1-4. So they've beat up on teams with a combined record of 1-4. 1-13. So I mean, it's kind of like the fraudulent claims about how the Bills wins. Every team that they've beat this season is a team that's below 500, and the Patriots quote exposed it. Here, let me show you. So with the Patriots, send them 5-2. We know the Ravens only have 2 wins. They got their first win. They have 1 win. No, they have 2 wins, 1 win. They have a damn good record. And then right here was when the fraudulent, all they're frauds because this is everybody they beat. And then the Panthers, 4-4. So teams that are barely 500. And then we know the big one that's coming up. It's going to be a big one. Gonna be a big one. Damn, not very many good memes lately. NHL memes. Oh, damn. Oh well. Oh well. All right. All right. I think we covered all that. See if there's any other news on the NBA. Shit. Sorry, people. Ooh, Michael Jordan. Load management should never happen. Michael Jordan criticizes load management in current NBA. Well, he can. If there's anybody in NBA history who can, it's everybody pre 1990s. I would even say pre 2000s. I would even go as far to say like pre 2013. Because, like, didn't the term load management start to get thrown around after Kawhi got hurt the first time? I don't know. Someone can fact check me on that one. Let's see. Anything else? No. Oh, when does the NBA Cup start? I'd guess December. Wait. Well, here's how we can look. Oh. Never mind. Sorry. Never mind. They start on Friday. Well, will you look at that? Okay, they start on Friday. Ooh, okay. Friday. What's a big game happening on Friday? New York and Chicago. Considering Chicago's undefeated right now, Philadelphia's doing really good to start the season, so I could see Boston and Philly being a big game. Yeah, that's it. Haven't seen a Clippers or a Pelicans game yet, so I can't say for certain how that one would turn out. All right. All right, let's switch it back over. Switch it back over. All right. Okay. Or some other. Oh! Realized I did not give my thoughts and opinions because I just looked at the thumbnail. Totally forgot. I gotta give my reaction to the Cam Scadaboo injury, but also LSU firing Brian Kelly. And while we're here, I might as well do college football rankings too. Well, would that fit? Hold on. Let's double check. Yes, it would. Okay. All right. But all right. So, let's first talk about Kelly getting fired at LSU and my thoughts and reactions on that. I think it was pretty. I think a couple of things, just like how the Franklin, the Franklin injury, not injury, mixing up Scadaboo, LSU. Let's start over. But I think what led to the firing of Kelly was probably playoff success. Like, that's probably the big thing. And I think with just where we are in college football, where it's kind of win, go big, go home situation. I think with how he's been there for 22, 23, 24, start of 2025. So this was the fourth season. Considering that he's been there for 4 years and they haven't made any, he's made one, yes, he made one SEC championship game, but we know how that one went. They got absolutely whacked by Georgia because that was when Georgia was in pursuit to go back to back. I think just with the lack of huge, bigger New Year's Six bowl game wins, no playoff appearance in the new, I know this is only the second year, but like with the trajectory sitting at 5-3, they're probably not going to make it. So they would, 2 seasons of the playoff, not being able to get there for one of them, and just kind of being mediocre and not winning the big games that you're supposed to. That's probably why he got fired. And I think the thing though too, which is crazy considering where we're at. Oh my gosh, you know what I just realized too? Their next game is the Bama game. Did they just think they could show up and play Bama without a... Wow. Okay. I haven't looked at their schedule in forever. I had them going 10-2, I think. Yeah, I had their losses being against Clemson and Bama. Because I didn't think Ole Miss was going to have the season they did. Definitely didn't think Vandy and A&M would have had the season that they've had so far. I figured Oklahoma would do all right. Isn't Oklahoma also sitting at... Oh, no. They're sitting at 2 losses. Really, Oklahoma's still ranked after their second loss. 6-2. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, no. But I think when I pull it up here and we look. So look at how 1, 2, 3. 3 straight ranked losses. I think that was also kind of the push to, okay, we got to go in a different direction. because same thing was happening with Franklin. There was the top 10 record that everybody knew about, and how the only win against the top 10 team Franklin had was that Ohio State game nearly a decade ago. I think the same thing kind of applies here, and this is me just not doing too much research into it, just kind of vaguely throwing that out there. I think the 3 losses and the fashion, it won't let me highlight it, but losing 49-25. I think Texas A&M at one point had 21 unanswered points. They're also they're also winning and leading in this game too, and that third quarter is ultimately what happened, because at halftime LSU was leading 18-14. Yes, it was 18-14, and boom, 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 3 straight touchdowns, 21 unanswered points, and in the blink of an eye, 35-18, ball game over, because Nussmeier was not playing good, and LSU just had lost all momentum. And the other thing too, where is it? I think there was, yep, the punt return. Punt return was a huge one too. And then just stacking on top. Van Buren was in the game by this point too, because I think he got pulled middle of the 4th. I can't remember it off the top of my head. All I know is that he was pissed as hell. Right around here. Yeah. But yeah. I think that's why. If this was a, well, and the other thing too, you know what? Let's take a look see. Oh, 4-11, okay. Whoa. Whoa. I did not know this. He's 35-37 against just ranked. Did not know that. But I did hear and see kind of just the murmurings and stuff of like, he hasn't in his time at LSU won the big game, or one of those Vandy versus Bama type games where, okay, you have the higher ranked team come to your place and get the big upset win. So, okay. Alrighty. That'd be my prediction. I could be wrong. But I think well, and the other thing too is I really think, let me look at the stats here again. Let me double check. Sorry. Oh, Nussmeier didn't throw any turnovers. 0. They had 0. Look at this. They had 0 turnovers against Vandy. So then, was it the Ole Miss game where they had a lot of turnovers? 1. And Ole Miss had more turnovers too. They had 2. Okay. You know what? It could just be bad ball. And that's why it could be that. It could be. I don't know. But when you look at the rest of their schedule, Bama, Arkansas, Western Kentucky, and Oklahoma. I think they can beat Arkansas and Western Kentucky. I think those are two guaranteed solid wins to get them bowl eligible above the 6-win mark. But in Alabama and a hungry Oklahoma team where potentially, because Oklahoma has to run a gauntlet, and let's look at their schedule too for funsies here. Because look at how many more ranked opponents they have. 1, 2, 3, 4 of their last 5 games was against a ranked opponent. So I think, all things considered, this could be a okay. If you win, and you win outright, and you win good, you could be 10 seed. 8 through 12 seed, just depending on where they want to seed them. Because I think after the Bo Pribula injury to Missouri's probably not going to go to the playoff anymore. Because it'd be easy for the committee to be like, nah, we're not going to let you go. Because look what happened to FSU a handful of years ago. So I think Tennessee could take their place. We'll just have to see. But with all that being said, so let's say Oklahoma gets a gutsy win here. They lose to Bama and they get another win here. So 2 more wins, 1 more loss. Instead of 6-2, they're sitting at 8-3. This game is a must-win to get to 9-3 to get in. This could potentially be the game that makes them in as that 11th or 12th seed or out. And that's my thoughts on that. Gotta keep drinking. Gotta keep drinking water. Okay. Let's see. Anything else to look at? And then the Cam Scatterboo injury. I think the Scatterboo injury honestly just sucked. It really did. I think it's kind of funny because the record does not speak for the hype that's been around the Giants, because they've been a pretty fun team to watch, especially with the pair between Fofo and Six. I think Dart was doing pretty good, and I've said it countless times. You can go back and look, and I'm going to sound like a broken record. I said whichever team gets Cam Scatterboo is going to get a dog. Like, he absolutely kicked ass at ASU. And I will be honest, though, because intern, I like to be honest and stuff. I didn't think Jackson Dart was going to see the field this season. I really didn't. I didn't think he would have seen the field, especially as early as now. I thought it was going to go Wilson, and then I thought if Wilson, couldn't get it going and Giants were sitting pretty bad or sub 500 by the end of September, I thought maybe Winston, and then if, after week 8, week 9, they're sitting at 4-4 or like 2 wins now, I thought, okay, if Wilson's not injured or Winston's, you go to Jackson Dart, let him play the final 4 games or something like that. Because we knew when the Giants drafted him, he will eventually be the starter. But for them to go as quickly as they did to him, I didn't really see that coming. But I will say that. So that was my thoughts on Dart getting drafted from the Giants forever ago. But, yeah, to see where it is now, where, New York just absolutely loves him, and how Scatterboo went from 4th on the depth chart to the starter and kind of like the dynamic duo and face of the Giants in 2 or 3 weeks, pretty badass. So, all right. But it sucks that he dislocated his ankle. Yeah, sucks a lot. Okay, Let's go look at some of your... We'll end the stream here. Let's go look and see some of the chats. Here we go, here we go, here we go. What up, what up? Jays in game 6. You know what? I could see him. Jays in 6. I could see it. Considering how, well, just with how, game 4 and game 5 went, yeah, I really could. Jays have 2 in a row. They're the hot team right now. They slammed the door on any momentum that the Dodgers gained after game 3, so I could see that. But Toronto, when having kind of the momentum of being, okay, it started out in the ALCS, started a little bit here too, to start the World Series, because the Dodgers did split one on the road and stuff in the first 2 games. Who knows? I think anybody could win it, but Jay's getting it in 6 could happen. And then let's look up too, because I haven't seen it. I don't know when was the last time Toronto won the World Series? Blue Jays World Series. I know they walked it off. Didn't they? They walked it off. That was their last win. 92. Yes, here it is. There's the iconic photo. '92 and '93. Oh, they went back to back. I did not know this. I had no clue. All right. Okie dokie. All right, people. All right, people on the short side, we're gonna close this thing out. All right. Now where do we sit? Okay. All right, people. All right, people. We'll start to wrap up the show, but those are my thoughts on a lot of today's action and stuff. We still got long ways to go for the World Series. I think we're gonna get a good Game 6. And so we'll just see the winner on that. Can rewind a little bit. I covered some of the NHL action tonight, and how Toronto stunk up the joint, and at one point was down 6-1. And then a little bit of NBA action and coverage. I thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in another stream.